They will be styling under another easy looker. She is a hard-working 9 to 5, and really it's more like a 7 to 7. She's the Parks Realtor. Will you all please welcome Miss Robin Seay to the
So my story tonight is about finding yourself and being comfortable in the skin that you're in. I remember back in upstate New York, this 9-year-old girl getting excited and ready to celebrate her 9th birthday celebration with all of her neighborhood friends. Kids from all over were coming over. We had birthday celebrations and cakes. We were ready to go. Everybody came. We celebrated. We had the time of our lives, and I just knew 9 years old was going to be the time of my life. Fast forward to a few more weeks later, I'm still in this birthday high, feeling great. 9 years old is great. My parents called my sister and I downstairs and asked us to sit down so they can talk to us for a second. And I remember them saying as calmly as can be, basically they were telling us that our lives were changing and everything we knew and loved was changing. Daddy's retiring from the Army. We're moving to Tennessee. A few months passed by. We end up in Lebanon, freaking Tennessee. It's humid. It's country. This is not what I'm used to. We get ready to start school. There's no kids around. We live in the middle of nowhere, it seems like. Next door is a freaking farm with animals. The closest neighbor is fields away. Where's all the kids? I just want to hang out with my friends. The first day of school arrives, and I remember when we were in upstate New York, all the kids came to the bus stop, and we all hung out, and we talked, and we picked on each other until the bus got there, and we got on the bus together. Not anymore. Tennessee, because you live in the middle of nowhere, be on the bus by yourself. So my sisters and I remember the first day of school, we stand outside and we're waiting for the bus, and it's just me and my sisters. The bus arrives. We're the last stop for the bus to get before they get to school, and we slowly get on the bus, and I remember just looking down the bus aisle, and there's not an empty seat anywhere. So being the new kid, don't know anybody, I'm having to make this what seemed like forever stroll down this bus aisle, and every seat that I pass by, I just see glaring eyes staring back at me. I start to panic, and I start getting nervous, and I just mumble to a kid, "Can I sit with you?" And they scoot over and they let me sit down. As soon as I got on the bus, we were already at the school. We were that close to the school. I remember stepping off, thinking, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? My sisters and I walk in, and there's kids everywhere. They have the kids separated by grades, so I'm in the 4th grade, my sister's in the 2nd grade, and the first one's in kindergarten. And it's now or never. We all have to separate. I don't have my support anymore. So I find the bleachers where the 4th graders are sitting, and I sit down, and I'm all alone. Nobody knows me, nobody knows my name, nobody's running up to greet me, and that's when it hit me. I am nobody. Sorry. Weeks went by, I still hadn't made many friends, and time just kept passing. I tried and I didn't find the spot where I fit in. A few months go by, and it's Christmas time. I remember sitting in Miss Ham's 4th grade class, and we're watching a Christmas movie. The popular girl, Dina, is sitting in front of me. I just remember her sitting in front of me, and she starts singing, jingle bells, and she turns and she looks at me with this stare in her eyes and says, Robin laid an egg. All the kids in the class were looking at me, and they're laughing. And I tried to be so tough through it, and all I could do was just cry. I tried to play it off like it didn't bother me, but my emotions showed differently. A few days passed by, and the same girl that made me cry in music class has now written me a note that says, will you be my best friend? Check yes or no. Well, I checked yes. From that day forward, we were inseparable. We went through all the ups and all the downs together. She's still my best friend to this day. We went year to year, growing, playing sports together, getting in trouble together, chasing after boys together, and the next thing you know, we're approaching high school graduation. She's applied to school in Johnson City to play softball, and I've applied to school in Murfreesboro to go to MTSU. It's happening all over again. I'm all alone. I pack up, I move out for the first time on my own. I head to Murfreesboro, where I was the career college student. I changed my major every other semester. I didn't know who I was. job to job, retail here, retail there. Finally decided on a major after changing it 6 times, and I picked business and accounting. Well, what the crap am I going to do with business and accounting? I don't know. So I eventually worked job to job, and I just realized, like, I don't know who I am. I don't know what it is that I want, and every time I thought I had an idea, somebody was telling me, no, you shouldn't do that, or you're not going to really be good at that. So I believed them, and I just went with it. I eventually ended up dropping out of college, and I started a job actually at MTSU for accounts receivable. It was my first big girl job, 9 to 5. My first year, I loved it, and I saw myself being there for years to come. By the second year, I was kind of bored, didn't really like it anymore, and by the third year, I just dreaded getting up and going to work every day. There was no drive in my life, there was no passion, and I didn't feel like I was being able to find myself or what it was that I wanted to do. So I started thinking, okay, what is it that I'm good at? What can I do long term in life? And I just couldn't come up with an answer. I became that person that came to work, and I took out my frustration on the clients, and I took my frustration out of my coworkers, and I didn't come to work days, and I came to work just looking a hot mess every day. And I remember being in college back in 2009, and I had mentioned I wanted to go to real estate, and I was like, I'm not serious about anything in life right now. Whatever, I'll just pass by. Well, fast forward to 2013, after starting this job and not finding any passion in life, I questioned myself and I said, well, what if I just gave real estate a chance? I have potential to be successful and to make more income and to truly impact others in more than I am now. And the next thing I know, I caught myself sitting at my desk and I'm researching real estate schools. And I came upon a school in Nashville. So I was working full time and decided to enroll. And I started going to real estate school at nighttime. Didn't really know if I was still meant to do this or not, and I questioned myself, was I going to pass the test? Was I going to be good enough? Can I do well in sales? And all these questions ran through my head. And I remember taking the state exam and taking the national exam, and I passed. So I was like, okay, I've got that knocked out, I can do this. I stayed at my job at MTSU, and I just kind of still wasn't sure if I should just make the jump and go into real estate full time. And after 2 years of dabbling back and forth and not being able to fully give my clients time and attention in real estate, I told my boss, I think I'm going to quit. And he encouraged me 100%. He said, I never saw you staying here. He said, you just weren't meant to be a 9 to 5 type of person. So I quit my job and I went into real estate full time. And I remember thinking back to something my instructor told me in real estate school was you need to network, you need to find your crew. So I go back and I'm searching and I'm researching different things, Murfreesboro networking groups, and I came upon Murfreesboro Young Professionals. So I instantly click on the website and it's just, they're giving back to the community, they're raising funds for the community, a lot of nonprofit work, volunteer work, and they look like a bunch of young kids that are having fun while they do it. And I was like, I've got to check this out. So I remember signing up for my first event. It was at Mayday Brewery, and I couldn't get anybody to go with me. I was like, okay, it's now or never. So I made my way to Mayday Brewery by myself, and I went. And as I'm walking in the door, I went back to that day on the school bus where I'm freaking out, and I'm that scared little girl getting on the bus by herself again. Well, I went in, and I made some connections with some people, and I thought, okay, I can do this. This has got good potential. This is where I need to be. I got signed up maybe a week later and kind of jumped in, but didn't jump in fully. I would go to the socials because they were fun, and we got to drink, we got to hang out, and it was after hours, but I wasn't going to the professional development lunches, and I wasn't making an effort to meet people. I kind of stood back on the wall and waited for people to come to me. And after being in it for about a year, I realized I can't get anything out of this if I'm not putting anything into it. So I started joining committees and making connections with people. And through this group, I was able to find the nonprofits like United Way and the Boys and Girls Club and Child Advocacy Center that are something that I'm passionate about and dear and close to me. It led me to meet the Frans and the Ronnies and the Casey Rainies of the group that are always encouraging encouraging and always pushing you to be a better person and to do better, and reminding me that you can do anything and everything. So slowly I've started to grow and gain that confidence that I had as a little 9-year-old girl who was the social butterfly, who everybody liked. So I stand here now as a confident woman, comfortable in her skin, and I have buried that 9-to-5 job